Maybe you've been building your medical practice, whether virtual or in person, your cash-based medical practice, and you're like, how do I find patients? What are some good strategies for me to actually attract patients? So I'm going to talk about 4 concepts, 4 models where you can find patients. By no means, I'm not a marketer. It's not what I do. I can just tell you the way my patients have found me, the effort that I've put in that has paid off the most. So here we go. First of all, my name is Dr. Mo, family medicine doctor. You can check out my stuff at digitalnomadphysician.com. So most of the stuff I talk about is building the kind of medical practice that you really love. Now, I talk about many other stuff like legal stuff, malpractice risk, medical board investigations, travel, being a digital nomad, getting out of medicine completely, financial stuff. I talk about a lot of things that really interest me. But one thing that I talk about a lot, because it's been something that I've done for the past 5 years, is to build my own medical practice that is completely cash-based, because I just don't want to deal with insurance companies. And the 4 ways that I can see somebody attracting a lot of patients, number 1, is by being on YouTube. Simple? Yeah, kinda. Why? Because YouTube attracts a lot of attention, and as a physician on there, when you're talking about the niche topics that somebody's interested in, if they watch it enough and they're interested in your content, they're probably going to want to say, maybe I should book a session with this guy, if you have a session to book. Now, many physicians who are on YouTube don't offer one-on-one sessions. People don't know that. They think, oh, all these doctors are on there because they want to sell their hourly rate. No, not at all. They just want to be YouTube doctors, which is a perfect strategy for making a lot of money. You sell a ton of advertisement. You might even have some packages or something that you're selling in AG1 and other stuff. But if you want to be a physician who's on there, who's reviewing the latest literature on dementia prevention, who is talking about healthy aging, who's talking about longevity, weight loss, who's talking about vision problems, hemorrhoids, IBS, IBD, psoriasis, acne, children's ADD, ADHD, anything you talk about, it's likely that someone's going to find you and want to work with you. YouTube is incredibly powerful for that. Number 2, LinkedIn. So, LinkedIn is B2B, business to business. If I put my content on there as a professional who has his own business, his own brand, but I also talk about some clinical aspect, review some literature, or just comment on certain clinical things or medical things, healthcare things, somebody might say, oh, wait, this guy also has a practice. That's pretty cool. Let me check out his clinical channel. Oh, I like this guy. And as long as you're talking about the things in the right way, it's quite likely that people are going to find you. I've had quite a lot of people find me on LinkedIn. I've had quite a lot of people find me on YouTube. So YouTube, LinkedIn. The 3rd one is word of mouth. I don't mean word of mouth as in like, oh, I just saw this patient. I hope I did a really good job, and I hope that she's going to send some of her friends my way. No, I'm talking about word of mouth. I'm going to put the words in your mouth, and you're going to take it to somebody else. I'm going to tell you, hey, I want to grow my practice. If I'm doing a good job, I would love for you to tell 5 of your friends how and why I'm doing a good job. And if they're the right fit, please recommend them to my practice. And I think word of mouth has to be a very active process. Not only can I go ask the patient specifically to tell her friends or his friends, but I can also go to all of my network and connections and say, guys, I am doing this. I have this practice. If you're interested in joining, please join. I'll give you 10% discount, 20% discount. These days, if you have a website, if you have an electronic health record, it's not difficult to give discount codes. And honestly, it's not that hard to just figure it out. Like, have them pay it and then send them 10% money back or something, however your pricing model is. But I'm just saying that offering somebody a discount for being part of your network and knowing you to entice them to see you is really powerful. And you'll know if you're good enough that you can keep these people. That's the key. If you're good at what you do, you can keep these people. If not, you're going to have to refine it. The 4th one I'm going to say, I really think of it more as like a source or like a niche source, but I'm talking about I can just go to an employer. I can go to an employer and say, these are the services that I offer. Send your employees to me. That's a great source. I can go to an industry. I can go to a specific industry and tell them about it. I can advertise an industry on industry websites, industry publications, whatever. But if you go to a specific source, think Apple employees, think Amazon employees, whatever, and your coffee shop baristas, and you're selling your services at that discounted price to these individuals, it's possible that you're going to get a huge influx of these individuals who might be the exact fit for your medical practice. So YouTube, number one, is all about creating content to talk about what it is that you do, but 80% of what you talk about should be solving the problem of the people. 20% should be talking about what it is you offer and how you function. LinkedIn is all about making sure that you're professional, you're on there talking about your expertise in healthcare as a physician, but also talking a little bit about your, maybe like even just 20%, talking about your medical practice and commenting on healthcare related stuff. You can even make it 50-50. Word of mouth is being intentional about putting the word in someone's mouth and having them go off to give it to other people. And the fourth one is just going to a source, going to an employer, going to all the physical therapists, all the sports physiologists in your area, and telling them, this is the practice I have, I want your patients. And so those four are a great resource for you to find patients, to get some clients. I think it's a big pain point. I totally realize it. But remember, be creative. There is an abundance of patients who are willing to pay cash to see you. You just gotta reach out to them. Tell me what you've done, what you've tried, why you failed, if you failed, and what successes have you had. When you started your cash-based practice, what things did you do that helped you achieve the most number of patients? Comment below. Take care.